So this is something that I've wanted to do for a pretty long time. I feel like every person on social media eventually does this video, but it's always been something that interests me a ton. So I was able to get my hands on some MREs, meals ready to eat. For people who don't know, these are basically meals that are meant to have a long shelf life. Now, they're mostly known for the fact that people in the armed forces, at least in the United States, will use MREs to eat. And it's something that I've heard about. I have a ton of friends who served, and probably some of you people clicked on this video, sir. So I just want to say thank you for your service. As far as these go, I've heard a lot of mixed things about them. Some people saying it depends on what you get. You can make them work and anything. Obviously, this is a taste test for me. I want to see what these taste like, obviously, but I'm not going to... If you're expecting some sort of thing where I start like cringing at things or saying like, oh, this is the worst thing I've ever tasted, I'm just going to give you like an unbiased take on what I think of these. Look, I didn't grow up in the best of circumstances, so I've eaten some things in my life that I probably wouldn't eat now that I'm a fully grown adult. If anybody's ever had Vienna sausages or things like that, like not necessarily things I like, but you know, you had to do what you had to do growing up. So we have 3 of these that I'm going to do today. I'm going to open each of these before I actually like cook them off and see what's going on inside of each of them. This one, we have beef goulash. We have Mexican style rice and beans. And then this one was interesting too. This is a pork sausage gravy. No, pork sausage patty. I thought it said gravy. Maple flavored. I know that there's a lot of other stuff that goes in these along with the meal, so I'm going to open these and see what's going on. All right, we'll start with the beef goulash. Let's kind of just open this up and see what's going on in here. A lot of stuff going on. Okay, first one here is a beverage base powder, orange. Now, these are meant to be like full of vitamins that like some people need and sustenance. So it's going to be a lot of electrolytes. I'm going to guess there's going to be a lot of carbs in this. Yeah, so these are 33 grams of carbs. There's no other macros in this. It's just pure sugar. We'll do like some of the beverages too, of course. But yeah, so this is the beef goulash. We'll heat this off. I know there's a pack in here. Yeah, so there you go. We'll do those in a second, but I just want to see what else we got in here. Applesauce. We got a thing of applesauce. Don't need to heat that up. That's good. We got patriotic sugar cookies. And then some packets in here. Peanut butter. Chunky peanut butter and strawberry jam. So we'll see what we'll put on those. And then we have bread. It's a mini loaf, whole wheat bread in here as well. And then you have a packet. I know these come in here as well. There's a bunch of stuff in here. It's got some matches, some moist towelette. Looks like some gum, like some chiclets it looks like. And then, what is this? Oh, a napkin. It's a napkin. So we got a napkin. So I'm going to portion these all off to the side. We're going to move right on to the next one here, which is the pork sausage patty. Once I open all of these, I'm just going to cook them all at the same time, and then we'll go through the stuff that doesn't need to be cooked beforehand. Kind of do it like that. There we go. So these are supposed to have like a crazy shelf life. Obviously, you know, people not going to have access to stoves, and, you know, a lot of people who are like those preppers use these as well, but it's most known for soldiers and things of that nature. But we have, this is the pork patty. Sausage pork patty. All right, so we'll put this off to the side with the cook thing. There we go. We have hash brown pot bacon. Hash brown potatoes and bacon. It says pot bacon. So we got hash brown potatoes and bacon. We'll put that over there. We'll cook that. This one is grape electrolyte powder. Gotta need that, of course. A maple muffin top. Maple's gonna go good with the sausage patty. Smoked barbecue almonds in this one. I'm gonna make sure that these are kind of like syrup. Syrup is important. Syrup is definitely important. And then some granola with milk and blueberries. You have to just stir it and eat it. So I'll do that in the middle of all this. All right, so there's packet number 2. This is the goulash one. And then this is to heat up the beverages. I've seen those as well. And then the last one here we have is Mexican style. I know this is going to be like a little bit longer of a video. These things take like 10 to 15 minutes to prepare. I'm going to start heating this up in between. This way it just saves me time. But if you don't know how to do these, it gives you the instructions on it. Basically, you have to fill the bottom part with water, and then you just like put the heater underneath here. Now you wait for it. It's starting. I don't know if you can see, but I can hear it. It's actually starting to like boil with the heat pad and everything. So you're just going to seal this off, and then it says to put it on an incline. So you put it on incline, it takes about 10 minutes to cook. I'm going to get this one going. This way, you know, it just saved me time just for editing purposes and stuff. And then we'll go on to this third one. Anyway, this is the third one. So let's see what we got in here. There we go. This one is the Mexican style rice and beans bowl. So we'll move this one off to the side, see what else we got in here. We got honey mustard and onion pretzel nuggets. You know what the crazy part is? Snyder's makes honey mustard and onion pretzel nuggets that I really like. I wonder if these are similar, or sometimes they will actually use like the surplus instead of like no frills and stuff, and they'll give it and put it in things like this. So I wonder if that is actually it. That would be really cool. Chocolate protein drink powder. You know, the crazy part is, even with the protein, I bet, yeah, there's 14 grams of protein and 50 grams of carbs in here. Carbs are very important when you're trying, like, just for straight up sustenance and energy. You know, you need carbs. You know, I know, like, low carb is all the rage, but, you know, when you're in certain situations, we have a First Strike nutritious energy bar. So this is cran raspberry flavored, and then peanut butter. A lot of peanut butter in here too, which is, again, energy-wise, really good. And the crackers, I've seen these before, so I'm very interested to see what they taste like. So we'll get into these in a second. Let me just start heating these up, and then we'll get into the other stuff that's over here. So I was hoping to see like a hot sauce packet in here, but it looks like all of these have like the exact same thing in here. I've also seen some of these will have like powdered coffee in here as well, but I don't see any in there. So the beef goulash should be done in a minute, but I want to just try some of these while I'm waiting. First, we have the patriotic sugar cookies. Oh, it's a Liberty Bell. No joke, look. So Liberty Bell sugar cookies. These look like shortbread cookies, but it looks like there's like different shapes, like flags in it. Like, I know this isn't exactly the MRE part of it, but this is a nice little treat. It tastes like almost like little shortbread cookies or something you would get. I'm not going to sit here and say they're great. It's like kind of like Dollar General quality, but I grew up eating Dollar General. I have no problem with these. If they had powdered milk in here, if you've ever been to like summer camp, I love powdered milk and stuff like that. I would make cereal with these and eat it. That'd be the way of eating it. I feel like what I'm going to be dealing with is something where you can make these kind of taste good or something, but I really don't know what to expect. So I'm interested, but I'm not going to rate these. I'm just going to give you my honest thoughts on these. I feel like these are cool though. Zero problem with that. I'm going to wait with the bread so I can eat it with the goulash. You know what you could do with this peanut butter and the jam? Is eat on the bread. I'm making peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Duh. There you go. That's what we'll do with the bread. Yeah, these are two. You know what these look like? Just the end pieces of is this sliced? Yeah, it is. They're like, you can't take them apart though. Ain't no, oh, you could. There you go. So these are sliced pieces of wheat bread, and you got peanut butter and you got jam. You don't have to tell me what to do with that. I went to like summer camp as a kid, and obviously like this isn't going to be a summer camp type of stuff, but a lot of the food was very like stuff like this where it was like generic and you just figured out ways to make it taste good. And I feel like this is going to be one of those things. So I'm going to take the peanut butter, and this is strawberry jam. Works for me. Are you a person who puts your peanut butter and jelly on opposite sides or the same side? I am a same side person through and through. There we go. So you got some strawberry jam in here, and you got some bread. And I would just make little halves like this, but peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Again, I feel like this is the easy part. I don't know about the other stuff, but peanut butter and jelly, like, cool with me. The quality of the peanut butter and jelly, I can't say for sure what brand, but if you told me that was Skippy or Smucker's or something like that, I would believe you. So, nothing bad about that. And this just feels like end pieces of bread. And all this stuff for me is like more than workable. I'm sure, actually I can tell you from my own experience, that eating stuff like this every day is definitely going to get old. And I think psychologically that is the part that is not good. For people who don't know, I don't talk about this, but in 2014, I lost everything I owned in a fire. And for that year after, I was kind of bouncing around temporary places, hotels and stuff like that. So I was eating a lot of stuff like this, like just like stuff that I didn't have a stove or access to one. So it was a lot. And after like, this was basically for almost a year and a half of doing that. After a couple of months of doing that, bro, like I couldn't look at certain food. I was eating a ton of like different. The first thing I did when I got back into my house was make a bunch of chicken and rice and just ate it because I couldn't believe just having home cooked food, how good it was. So that's the kind of the vibe that I'm getting from that. You can definitely work with it and make it taste good, but I don't want to say, oh, like this isn't that bad, because when you're in situations that require you to eat MREs all the time, it's not going to be ideal. This is applesauce, but it's in like a pouch, so tastes like Mott's. Also cool. This is like, again, on a one-off just for right now. Nice little meal. I would eat any of this, but the goulash should be done by now. I'm a person that, again, I didn't grow up with a lot like stuff like this, bro. You can make this work. You know, I'm not going to sit here and my expectations coming into this weren't like, oh, this is going to be food that is, you know, like a 5-star restaurant. Some people, I call them food snobs. Like, I'm definitely not one of them. I can eat food that costs dollar store type of stuff all the way up to like fine dining and still be cool with it. I'm just being real. Like, I was raised to appreciate food. So whatever it is, you can make work. This is the goulash. I'm just going to open this up. A little pouch right here. Should be nice and warm by now. Got my spoon here. Let me just give you a look-see on the inside. This is like rice goulash. Is that normal? I thought goulash was supposed to be made with like pasta, but this looks like rice in here. It's steaming. It's definitely hot. I got the little pouch here, but I'm not even going to use it, man. All right, let's just go right in for the goulash. You're definitely going to like have to like make this taste good. It doesn't taste like anything. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I said if they had like, because I've seen some with the hot sauce packets, I'll throw like the salt and the hot sauce in here and then just hook it up like that. But, oh, damn, that's hot. I'm trying to find a piece of beef. The beef is like, it doesn't taste the best. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I don't even have anything that would possibly help this because I don't want to get stuff from my house. If anybody had like, some of these again came with like the salt or whatever. If I was hungry, like real hungry, I would eat it. But it's very much just like like Chef Boyardee ravioli type of flavor. And that's what it tastes like. There's little carrots in here too. Again, it's not the best. I hope the other ones are a little bit better with the actual meal part. But it does heat up, it's warm. And I really thought the best part was like the peanut butter and jelly and the cookies. Mexican style rice and beans. Now that is still heating up, so I'll do that last, but I want to see what else is in here. Okay, we'll start off with this mustard and onion, honey mustard and onion pretzel nuggets. I wonder if these taste like Snyder's. We'll see. They're definitely not the Snyder's brand, because I know those are like pretzel pieces, but they do taste like the Snyder's though. They're a little bland than the Snyder's. Snyder's are like overloaded with flavor. But the flavor profile, problem is they're honey mustard, and the thing they give you on the side is peanut butter. We also have this First Strike Nutritious Energy Bar. Nutritious Energy Bar. Cran raspberry. You know, texturally, not the greatest. I wonder if you could warm these up just to make them a little more palatable. But they don't taste bad. It tastes like really like craisins. That cran raspberry or even like ocean spray juice. But in like a very form. You know what I mean? Well, it tastes bad. Maybe with this one, depending if you're somewhere hot or something, keep it in your pocket for a little bit. Let it kind of warm up and a little easier to eat. Almost like a fruit roll-up. They don't taste bad. And there's little pieces of like that crunchy puffed rice in here. Not bad. The sides seem to be the easy part. When you get over here to the Mexican rice and bean bowl, that's where it gets a little spicy. Let me just make sure that I don't waste any of this. And then we're gonna, this looks like Uncle Ben's Ready Rice. Here we go. It tastes like Uncle Ben's Ready Rice. This one is much better than the goulash. If I had to tell the exact flavor of Uncle Ben's Ready Rice, oh, actually not Uncle Ben no more. This tastes like Spanish, whatever Uncle Ben's name is now. This isn't bad. Like, again, I'm not calling you fine dining, but I wish there was some sort of like meat pause in here. That's what's missing. But Uncle Ben's Ready Rice, I can eat that. And you got the crackers. I've heard so many things about these. Let me see if they look like the ones I've seen in other videos. Oh, yes they do. They're very, I'm just gonna break a piece off here. So here you go. This is the cracker. It's just very like pale looking. Immediately needs peanut butter. It's really dry. Really dry. The peanut butter's not gonna help that. Peanut butter, that's a big ass glob of peanut butter. Screw it. That'll work. Definitely need a drink with that though. This is the perfect time to use the chocolate protein drink powder. This actually does have direction. The other thing I noticed is a lot of these, similar to like Gatorade, there's maltodextrin. There's also maltodextrin in the applesauce, I noticed, but there's maltodextrin in all these drink powder things. This says to tear pouch at notch, open zipper, add 8 ounces of cold water, shake to mix. About 60 seconds. I don't think y'all want to see me watch me shake this for 60 seconds, do you? We'll do that. That is about, right? 60 seconds has elapsed. Consume promptly within 1 hour. A lot of this stuff has like a shelf life, I guess. How the hell do you drink something out of a bag? That's harsh. Now I need to shake it again. It tastes like unsweetened cocoa powder. This is the first thing that it's really off-putting. I would have to chug this. Yeah, it's not, like, I'd be chugging that. I'd basically, at this point, you go more. I can get down with this. The peanut butter and the crackers, that doesn't taste better. I wonder if the orange one is better. We'll do that one with the last meal. Finally, we have the pork sausage patty, and this one comes with carbohydrate grape. So we'll do the grape. But I'm going to start off with the barbecue smoked almonds. Of course, I just dropped 2 almonds already. These are like the ones that come in the can. I don't mind these. I think they might be the same brand. That Blue Diamond, I used to eat these all the time. It tastes exactly like them. These are cool. You see the recurring theme is like the ones on the side. I've seen some that come with M&Ms and Reese's Pieces. I didn't get any like that. What? The maple muffin top I'll put with the sausage. And this is the oatmeal. Or granola with the milk. I already poured the water in here. So it's just been sitting. It says you have to eat it within an hour again. Blueberry granola. This isn't bad. My expectations aren't high. This isn't bad. There's a ton of those like fake blueberries and granola in here. And powdered milk. And the blueberries really help sweeten it up. It's not hard or anything, which is good. But now, let's try this pork sausage patty. Oh wait, I still have the other one in here too, right? Yep. This is the hash browns with the bacon. And we have the muffin top. Muffin top always makes me laugh like a 3-year-old. This is an all too familiar smell. Like, all too familiar. This is like, I don't even know if I'm gonna get a piece. We're just gonna eat this. This is a piece of like the pork patty. It smells like that potted meat. It tastes like that potted meat. That you'd have to pour something on. Maybe like with the muffin top or something. Like I'm having flashbacks of me like as a kid trying to eat like the Vienna sausages, which I haven't eaten in a long time. That smell and that taste is taking me back to that time. But again, when you're hungry, bro, like you do what you gotta do. So I'll just try to do something. You gotta figure out how to make stuff like work. So I'll put it on this maple muffin top. That works. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. The muffin top's actually good. It's like soaked with syrup. And there is syrup that comes with this. So you can pour even more syrup on top of that. I'll just do one of these. I don't even really need the syrup, bro. The syrup helps like get rid of that aftertaste. So you got to make it work for you sometimes, man. I get that. I've been there. And we got the bacon hash brown potatoes. So they're like shredded hash browns, huh? Okay. See what we got here. It's, again, I can work with it. The potatoes are soggy, but who gives a crap? Again, if I was in a situation where I had to eat these, it's obviously not ideal. I think anybody who's been in situations where you're kind of eating what you have, I'm being genuine when I say this. You can make these work. Like you can do what you got to do with these. And, you know, I know there's a lot of people that have been in those situations. I've never necessarily had to use MREs, but I've definitely had to make things taste good, you know, in certain situations that I was in. Let's try this carbohydrate powder. I'm gonna shake this up as I'm talking about it. This is grape flavored. There you go. This is about 16 ounces, so it should be enough there with the 2. But you can make these work. The one that I didn't like the most was the goulash. But if I got like that pork patty, I would be okay because I would just be putting stuff all over it and then just get it like that. The stuff on the side, you can work with that kind of stuff, and you can definitely just make things. It reminds me of, like I said, like as a kid in summer camp, they had a lot of weird, like bland oatmeal type of stuff, and we just figured out how ways to, you know, pouring syrup into oatmeal that was like nasty or stuff like that and kind of just working with that. And it kind of just brings me back to that kind of mode. But this is the grape version. That's not bad. Not bad. There's dextrose in here. It kind of tastes like Gatorade, but like I usually drink Gatorade Zero. So this might just be regular Gatorade type of powder. That's very possibly what it is. I'm so used to drinking Gatorade Zero that tasting like all that sugar in there is just like, for me. But I'd rather have that than the protein powder. And considering there's like hardly any protein in the protein powder, that works for me. But this one, like I said, you saw me kind of, this isn't bad. Put that syrup on there, eat it like that. Like I said, this was more of a taste test and review. For people wondering where I got these off the internet. A website called the Ammo Can Man. And it was like a pack of 8. But I only picked 3 because I know there's so much stuff in here. Now, you know, maybe we could do another one if people want to see it. But I don't think these are bad. Like I said, the situation around it may not be ideal, but when you try to make the best of situations, which is something that I've had to do a lot, and I'm sure a lot of other people have, I can work with these. I thought this was a really cool and interesting thing. And if you've ever tried them, let me know what you think. But like I always do, no outro on this channel.